All right, guys, so today we are going to be delving a little bit deeper into Chapter 4, our inequality chapter, and today we're going to be talking about graphing inequalities. So, the graph of an inequality, shows all of the solutions of the inequality on a number line. So yesterday we talked about how to substitute in numbers for the variables in an inequality to see if that number was a solution. And yesterday we also talked about how there are multiple solutions for inequalities, and these are called solution sets. So today we're going to talk about how do you graph. If there are multiple solutions, how do you graph all of those solutions on a number line to see what all of your possible solutions are? So one key thing when we are talking about graphing is inequalities is open circles and closed circles. So an open circle, I'm going to draw an example right here. An open circle like that is used when a number is not a solution. And a closed circle is used when a number is a solution. So how do we know if a number is a solution or not? So if you guys remember yesterday when we were talking about the inequality signs, when we said the greater than and the less than signs, these do not include the number. These do not include the number. So for instance, if I said x is greater than 7, that means that x can be any number greater than 7, but it doesn't include 7, right? It can be 8, 9, 10, it can be 58, but it can't be 7. Okay, so that is going to be an open circle is whenever you see the greater than or less than. You will use a closed circle when we have the or equal to. And this is because the solution does include the number. So for instance, if I said x was greater than or equal to 7, that means that the solution could be 7, it could be 8, 9, and so on, but it includes that 7. So that's when you're going to use the closed circle. And then the second part of a graph when we're graphing inequalities is an arrow. And the arrow points either in the left or the right direction to show which way the graph continues. So let's practice this. And I'm going to erase some of this here. So make sure you have this written down. Pause this video if you need to write some of this down. But I'm going to erase some of this just so I have extra room. So let's practice this right here. So this says y is greater than negative x. And if you guys notice, I accidentally forgot to get a graph that was greater than was less than negative 5. So I'm going to extend this number line, and I want you guys to too, so that we can add in negative 6, negative 7, and negative 8. All right, so this says y is greater than negative 8. So number one, we notice it is going to be an open circle because there's no or equal to. It does not include negative 8. So we're going to put an open circle at negative 8. So this is an open circle because negative 8 is not a solution. Okay, now we have to draw our arrow. So which way is this graph going? If we're saying if we're saying y is any number greater than 8, greater than negative 8, we're going to be moving in the right direction. And you can always check yourself by saying, okay, is negative 6 greater than negative 8? Yes. Is 1 greater than negative 8? Yes. Is 5 greater than negative 8? Yes. So we're going in the right direction. So this is what a graph of an inequality looks like. you put either a closed or open circle on the number, and then you put an arrow showing what direction all the solutions go into. And so this arrow goes on for infinity, and this is showing us what all of our possible solutions for y is. So what this means is you could plug in any of these numbers. You can plug in any of these numbers for y, and the inequality would be true. So if you put -1 is greater than -8, that's true. If you put 3 is greater than -8, that's true. So you can plug in any of these numbers. All right, so I'm going to pause the video number 1, and I want you guys to try this on your own just for to see if you guys can get it, and then we will do it together. All right, so x is less than -1. So first I know my dot is going on -1, and I know it's going to be an open circle because -1 is not a solution. It does not include -1. It's not or equal to. And then, what direction does my arrow go into? Well, if we're saying x is less than -1, let's think about this. Is 3 less than -1? Well, no. Because if you have $3, would you rather have $3 or would you rather owe someone $1? Well, you'd rather have $3. That's not true. So we know the arrow has to go in the left direction. So this is our graph of our inequality. Okay?